Everyone in the assassin world knew one terrifying truth. You were the only killer with no codename, a madman bold enough to use your real name across the globe. You dyed your hair the loudest color and fought with the most vicious style. If the mission was not deadly enough, you would not even take it. Then, the moment you became boss of the world's top assassin organization, you learned the truth. You were the Chen family's lost true heir, and an adopted son had been living in your place. You thought a bloody true heir versus fake heir war was waiting for you, but instead he and your 3 sisters risked everything to protect you, the family's only innocent young master. But the Chen family was no ordinary clan. It held power in both the legal world and the underworld. No one in this family is a saint, and the adopted son is no exception. To outsiders, your return to the Chen family was like a lamb entering a wolf's den. Everyone was waiting for you to fail, even betting on how long you'd survive in this viper's nest. A smirk played on your lips. Bad bamboo can't produce good shoots. You aren't some accident of the Chen family. Upon returning home, as you stepped into the main hall, the first things you saw were Chen Jie and Liu Ruyan. As your eyes met, an indescribable, subtle emotion filled the air. You didn't say a word, just staring at them, peering completely stunned. Liu Ru's eyes welled up first. She walked toward you step by step, keeping a careful distance, afraid to get too close, fearing she might frighten you. My son, my precious son, Mommy finally has you back. Her voice choked with emotion. Your clothes were incredibly ordinary, yet they couldn't hide your striking elegance. You possessed the naturally refined, sharp features of a classic beauty. Under your left eye was a beauty mark, just like the 3 sisters, but yours was a more vivid cinnabar red, a clear sign of the Chen bloodline, having perfectly inherited all their best traits. Mom, you called out softly to the beautiful woman, sounding obedient, yet slightly anxious and timid. And me, I'm your father. Seeing how docile his son was, Chen Jie hurried over. A man who never showed emotion now wore a look of pure anticipation. Dad, you remained perfectly obedient. Yes, son, my boy, welcome home. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You shifted your gaze to the 3 people behind the couple, cold and ethereal, possessing an unparalleled grace. They must be your 3 sisters. Little brother, I'm your eldest sister. Noticing your gaze, the eldest daughter, Chen Huang, stepped forward. She was tall and commanding, her features as sharp as a sculpture of ice. A high bridge to her nose, a prominent beauty mark at the corner of her eye, and deep-set brow bones, making her dark eyes seem even more profound and mysterious. Her skin was a cold white, the mark of someone born to rule. The corners of her lips naturally drooped, giving her an air of scrutiny and intimidation. I'm the second sister. Chen Jie spoke next. Her lips were thin and pale, her figure slender, with an aura as elegant as an orchid, quiet and reserved, yet carrying an invisible sense of coldness and detachment. Her voice was crisp and clear, each word like a pearl of ice dropping onto a plate, devoid of any emotion. And me, I'm your 3rd sister. Chen Jiang waved at you quite enthusiastically, with dyed red hair,
a cynical, playful attitude,
and a flirtatious glint in her eyes. When she smiled, her snaggletooth gave her a youthful charm. You greeted them one by one, candid and polite, instantly winning the affection of the 3 sisters. For the Chen family to produce such a sweet treasure is truly a miracle. It's only because you weren't raised in the Chen family. Otherwise, the harmonious atmosphere was interrupted by an abrupt male voice. Oh, my apologies. I got the time wrong, and didn't come out to welcome my brother immediately. Brother won't blame me, right? You looked up toward the voice, and saw a refined and elegant figure slowly descending the spiral staircase. A smile was on his face, but it didn't reach his eyes. As he drew closer, you saw his face clearly. Even though he wasn't born into the Chen family, he was still a rare beauty. Every gesture exuded grace, a true scion of a wealthy clan, the epitome of high society. From the looks of it, he is the adopted son of the Chen family.
Chen Jie.
He's only a few months younger than me, and though words of apology left his lips, it sounded more like he was trying to intimidate me. That won't happen. You lower your gaze, answering softly, cut the act. Chen Jiang scoffed, her expression shifting instantly. Your heart tightens, thinking she was talking to you. The melodramatic clash of the true and fake heirs. Is it about to start now? The sisters care more for the brother they've spoiled for over a decade. Even if he's not biological, the bond is already there. They can't stand to see him suffer. Naturally, they'll back him up. It's just a bit too soon, isn't it? I haven't even done anything yet. You had already planned how to handle the situation, but then you hear Chen Jie speak again. None of your business. Who cares about you? Don't flatter yourself. Chen Jiang's tone grows even more impatient. This was entirely directed at Chen Jie. This is a bit different from what I expected. Their sibling relationship is terrible. On this great day of our precious son's return, do you two have nothing better to do? Don't scare him. Mother Chen looks at them reproachfully. Chen Jiang gives a soft "oh," masking her expression. On the contrary, Chen Jie looks utterly aggrieved. Mom, he's your precious son, but am I not? You clearly promised me that you'd treat us equally. Don't be so temperamental. Both Mother and Father Chen feel a headache coming on. One is the biological son they've owed for years. The other is the adopted son they've carefully raised. Both are precious to them. The thing they feared has finally happened. Since the returning son must be accommodated, then Chen Jie will have to endure it for now. How is it that I'm being temperamental? You're the one who yelled at me first. Chen Jie's handsome face is filled with grievance. Until now, Mother Chen had always spoiled him. When had she ever spoken harshly to him? All right, it's Mom's fault. Mother Chen suddenly remembers something. She comforts Chen Jie, then introduces you with a hint of regret. My dear son, this is your brother. Years ago, you were stolen away. We searched in vain, heartbroken by the loss, which is why we adopted him. You are both the treasures of the Chen family, but you must get along well, Father Chen adds. After speaking, he carefully observes your expression. Normally, knowing someone else had usurped your place, enjoying the life that should have been yours, one would surely feel resentful. But even if you've returned, Chen Jie cannot be sent away. The best way is for you to call each other brothers and coexist in peace. Seeing that you show no displeasure, Father Chen secretly breathes a sigh of relief. I understand. You're so well behaved. The couple grows more fond of you as they look. Chen Jie turns his face away, arrogant and stubborn, his bad mood written all over his face. Father and Mother Chen exchange a glance, then change the subject. All right, don't just stand there. Xiao Fan has traveled such a long way. He must be starving. Let's eat first. They had already ordered a lavish feast. Not knowing your preferences, they prepared a bit of everything. Hearing the sudden intimate name, you feel a bit awkward, but you say nothing. The family sits down together. Seeing that you refuse to pick up your chopsticks, your parents assume you're just nervous. Dear, there aren't that many rules in our home. Just do as you please. As one of the top elite families in Country C, the Chen family actually has many rules. But your situation is special, so they are willing to make an exception for you. Chen Jie cuts in with a sarcastic tone. Brother probably doesn't even know basic table manners. He's likely too ashamed to touch the food. Why not let Aunt Zhao teach him first? Aunt Zhao is the Chen family's housekeeper, the wife of the butler Zhou Shikuan. Mother Chen looks at him warningly. Knowing full well you suffered while living away, he still insists on bringing up the sore spot, rubbing salt into your wounds. It's the truth. Why can't I say it? Coming from the slums, you've probably never seen this kind of wealth in your entire life. You're becoming more and more out of line. Father Chen slammed his chopsticks down. Clearly, he had lost his temper. If you don't want to eat, get the hell back to your room. Fine, I won't eat. He stormed back to his room in a huff. Mother Chen looked at you with a face full of apology. Xiao Jie isn't usually like this. I don't know what's gotten into him today. Please don't take it to heart. It was our negligence. We didn't prepare him for this properly. We've let you suffer. Father Chen also softened his tone. Xiao Jie is actually a reasonable person. You'll see in time. I'll deal with him about today's behavior later. Brother, just ignore him. He really can be quite obnoxious. Chen Jiang spoke up, a hint of disdain showing in her eyes. You are so understanding. Dad? Mom, sister, you don't have to say anything. I understand everything. My sudden return took away the affection you gave him. It's only natural that he's unhappy. So mature it's heartbreaking. Poor child. This should have been yours all along. We're the ones who spoiled him. The couple let out a heavy sigh. After a few casual bites, you felt full. Then, you stealthily pulled out your phone, opened your most used social app, scrolled down to find the ugliest profile picture in your list. What kind of terrible idea did you give me? It didn't work at all. Deduct my pay. Made me cram all those cliché rich family tropes from novels before coming back. I was fully prepared to fight the whole family alone. But except for Chen Jie, everyone else in the Chen family seems alright. The great genius. No, boss. That was a secret manual I carefully selected. How could not a single one be useful? All that talk and not a single word helped. Then, you decisively blocked the account for now. When you looked up, you found your family staring at you. Chen Jiang asked curiously, "Brother, what brand is your phone? I don't think I've seen it before. It's quite unique. A friend developed it. It's not on the market yet." You told the truth. They didn't think much of it. Just assumed it was some niche brand. Unanimously, they didn't ask about your past, fearing it would trigger bad memories. They'll slowly investigate what can be found, or otherwise wait until you're willing to open up to them. It won't be too late for you to tell them yourself. You must have had a very hard life. They'll have to make it up to you. Xiaofan, are you full? Let me show you to your room first. Your parents and sisters have all prepared gifts for you. Mother Chen added. Then the group headed upstairs. Your sisters are on the 4th floor. You and Xiao Jie will stay on the 5th. You can pick any room on the 5th floor. Tomorrow we'll have someone redecorate it to your liking. Okay. Mom, just as you were about to look around, one of the doors suddenly opened. It was Chen Jie. He pointed to the surrounding rooms. "This is my private music room. That one is the study. And that one is the chess and art studio. Oh, and don't pick a room too close to mine. I find it noisy." With that, he slammed the door shut. You watched his actions thoughtfully. An adopted son, while the true young master of the family, has returned, yet he dares to be this arrogant? He must be truly spoiled. You put on a look of grievance. Dad? Mom, it seems my brother really doesn't like me. Maybe I should just stay in the guest room. What? How could you? Ignore him. You pick first. We'll teach him a lesson tonight. Following their words, you picked a room at random. And you pitifully accepted the gifts from Father and Mother Chen, and the gifts from your sisters, along with 2 cards with balances of several million. After all, who would complain about too much money? That evening, Father and Mother Chen did exactly as they said, and went to lecture Chen Jie, while you wandered around to familiarize yourself with the place. Inside Chen Jie's room, the Chen couple looked at him with solemn expressions. "Your behavior today is not like your usual self. You promised us before that you would treat Xiaofan as your own brother. Isn't that right?" Chen Jie poured them each a glass of water. His composure was perfectly maintained. "Mom and Dad, don't worry. He is your biological son. Naturally, I would never harm him. But in every family, someone must play the good cop and someone the bad cop. Brother just returned. He's feeling insecure. If I make things hard for him, while you protect him, won't that highlight your kindness? That's how he'll rely on you faster. At the same time, it gives him a sense of urgency. He shouldn't naively think everything is solved just because he's back. His nature is too soft. He's not fit to survive in the Chen family." Chen Jie's eyes gradually grew sharp, dark and profound. Completely gone was the willful look he had before. As he said himself, he harbors no malice toward you. And from the start, he knew exactly where he stood. He anticipated that the Chen family's real, eldest son would one day be found. The Chen family is different from other elite clans. Profit is paramount. This is a truth etched into the bones of every family member. He wouldn't waste his energy on meaningless jealousy. He knows that only by holding real power can he secure his footing in the family. Years of his hard work cannot be hijacked by someone like you, who dropped from the sky knowing nothing. Mom and Dad handpicked him. They poured their hearts and souls into raising him. They won't give up on him easily. At most, you're just a mascot for the Chen family. You're no threat to his position. Father and Mother Chen exchanged a glance. They sighed. Xiaofan is the rarest treasure of our family, and we have the power to keep him out of it. Keep him away from these dangerous things. He should be a little prince, pampered in our palms, living a life free of worries and fears. This is the greatest protection we can give him. They felt an instant affection the moment they saw you. You were neither humble nor arrogant. neither proud nor impatient, though you carried a hint of the streets. Even arriving at such a prestigious clan for the first time, you showed no trace of fear or greed. Although they didn't know how the slums could raise a child with such a temperament, they didn't dwell on it too much. The Chen bloodline is meant to be this way. Enough. You've always known your place, so we won't say any more. The next day, the parents and 3 sisters left early. Usually, they are so busy that they hardly have a moment to breathe. That they could all spare a day to welcome you yesterday was truly no small feat. It showed how much they value you. So today, they all had to go to catch up on the work they missed, and the task of staying home to look after you fell upon Chen Jie. They apologetically explained the reason to you and instructed you to stay within the main residence. If you have any problems, find Chen Jie or Uncle Zhou. Then they left one by one. Chen Jie, of course, was completely unwilling. He didn't give you a friendly look, as if he had nothing better to do. He has important business to attend to. Okay? Where would he find the time to babysit a mascot? As for you, you'd better not go anywhere. Stay in your room and behave. Don't ask me about anything. My time is precious. But Mom and Dad told you to protect me. You said innocently. Protect? How old are you? You still need protection? Chen Jie knew you did, of course. He was just saying it on purpose. All right then. I'll just wander around on my own. You don't need to worry about me. I told you to stay in your room. What are you wandering around for? You won't even accompany me. What's the point of being alone? You actually want me to accompany you? Aren't you afraid I'll kill you? Then I'd be Mom and Dad's only son. You flashed a harmless smile. Mom and Dad trusted you with me. What do I have to fear? His gaze narrowed. He gave you a meaningful look. You're not as stupid as I thought. Too bad it's useless. Without waiting for your reaction, he left immediately. You watched his retreating figure, lost in thought, but you didn't stay idle. After getting familiar with the layout of the residence, you sought out Uncle Zhou to learn about the family. Every single detail, although you had read all the files on the Chens before returning, you still wanted to hear it from Uncle Zhou. To be precise, you wanted to see what the Chens wanted you to know. Uncle Zhou's answers were vague. He only told you superficial things, the kind of things anyone could find online. Regarding those hidden hints, he brushed them off in a few words, where he'd tell you bluntly, "Young master, these aren't things you should worry about right now. Knowing too much won't do you any good." After learning the ropes, you returned to your room. Lying in bed, taking a brief nap, recalling the words Uncle Zhou had mentioned. The Chen family controls both the legal and illegal worlds. Your mother, Liu Ruyan, is the current CEO of the Chen Group, and the eldest daughter of a chaebol family. Although they can't compare to the Chens now, they are still a century-old clan with deep roots. Together, the couple controls the core of the group, a force to be feared. Your 3 sisters are also elites in their own right, each excelling in her own field. The carefully groomed Chen Jie is the ultimate spokesperson, the face of the Chen family, master of arts, music, and calligraphy, especially skilled in the art of social manipulation. The invisible power broker among Kyoto's elite youth, bringing immense benefits to the family. And then there's Aunt Chun Ningbing, who lives abroad. She manages the overseas operations. Her nature is free-spirited and unrestrained, with zero interest in family power struggles. Looking at it this way, I really am the only loser in the entire Chen family. What should I do? The pressure is getting real. You open your eyes, scrolling randomly through the Kyoto forums. The latest and most explosive news is all about you. Yu Chun, the legitimate heir of the Chen family, has returned, causing a massive stir in high society. Feels like countless eyes are secretly watching the Chen family, watching you, especially waiting to see you and Chen Jie make fools of yourselves. After all, before your return, Chen Jie's position was untouchable, virtually the most dazzling figure in the circle. But now that the real heir has appeared, how could it not spark a wave of open and secret conflicts? And the irony is, this real heir grew up in the slums. Yet, by blood alone, he outranks Chen Jie. Comparisons are inevitable. Equally noteworthy is the Liu family. The Lius stand as equals to the Chens. Both are century-old top chaebols in Kyoto, just slightly more low-profile, a step below the Chens in terms of fame and prestige. The relationship between the two families has been volatile. By this generation, to maximize their interests, the families decided on a strategic marriage. So, the moment you were born, Both families immediately sealed the deal. Perhaps because of this, someone grew fearful, unable to bear the thought of two powerhouses uniting, so they plotted to kidnap you to break the alliance. Thus, the Chen family had to find another way. After a fruitless search for their biological son, they screened many candidates and adopted Chen Jie. Chen Jie proved himself worthy. Over the years, the Lius have accepted this future son-in-law. But now you've suddenly appeared. Everything has changed. Is the marriage still on? Who's marrying whom? No matter the outcome, it will inevitably trigger a massive shift in interests. Just thinking about it is thrilling. Just then, a knock sounds at the door. Who is it? You turn off your phone and walk slowly toward the door. Me, of course. My dear brother. Or who were you hoping it would be? You open the door, and there is Chen Jie's handsome, noble face. He's smiling, but his tone is far from friendly. Aren't you supposed to be busy? You still have time to come find me? Chen Jie says irritably. You think I wanted to come? We have a distinguished guest, who specifically asked to see you. Arriving at the first floor main hall, you immediately spot the man sitting upright on the sofa, an elderly man. Hello, third great uncle. You greet him politely and timidly. Ah, good boy, come sit beside me. As he faces you, a sudden kindly smile appears, his eyes narrowing into slits, especially once he sees your face clearly. The calculation in his eyes is almost overflowing. I brought a special gift for you today, to celebrate your return home. We're family now. We should spend more time together. As soon as Chen Bashan finishes speaking, the person standing behind him holds up a box and presents it to you. You take it carefully. The three of them chat about trivial things. Then Chen Bashan beams a smile. All right, now that I've seen you, the gift has been delivered. Let's leave it at that for today. I still have things to do. He slowly stood up and walked toward the door, but his steps suddenly halted. He turned back, still smiling. Xiaofan, aren't you going to see your third granduncle out? Just as you were about to move, Chen Jie walked to Chen Bashan first. Third granduncle, he doesn't know the rules. I'll do it instead. I just suddenly remembered. There's something in my trunk. It suits him perfectly. I want him to come with me and pick it up. Chen Jie also smiled, his tone carrying a hint of helplessness. I can bring it back for him just the same. What? Are you afraid I'll steal his gift? Third granduncle? If that's how it is, then let's go. Chen Jie escorted Chen Bashan all the way out. Curious, you followed from a distance. Halfway there, you suddenly sensed something off. It seemed one or two little rats were tailing you, but you stayed calm and kept walking. After all, in this family, you were merely an ignorant, useless young master. That deadly sense of threat crept closer. Even your whole body tensed up. You could clearly feel some sharp weapon tearing toward the back of your head. At the critical instant, a wooden board flew in from your right, brushing past your back and blocking the hidden weapon. It spun several times and rolled into the flower bed on the left. You turned at the sound and saw a huge mixed breed wolf dog rushing past behind you. It plunged into the flower bed, picked up the wooden board in its mouth and ran elsewhere. At that moment, its expression was fierce, and in the direction it ran, a black shadow seemed to flash past too. Before you could think further, Zhou Shikuan had somehow appeared in front of you. His face was full of apology. Sorry, young master. I was training Wangkai just now, and didn't know you were here. I nearly injured you by mistake. Please forgive me, young master. Wangkai. That wolf dog just now? Yes. Zhou Shikuan answered calmly, but inside he was slightly surprised. The young master saw Wangkai, yet he wasn't afraid at all. If it were any other young master in the capital, his legs would have gone weak by now. Finally, he thought, as expected of Mr. and Madam's bloodline. Alright, it's fine. It looked pretty interesting. A butler with skills that strong. How could that not be interesting? Just then, you heard another untimely noise, especially the miserable scream of a man. Piercingly loud. Uncle Zhou, what's that sound over there? You asked curiously, even craning your neck to glance in that direction. Zhou Shikuan quietly blocked your view, his face showing no extra emotion. It should be the servants training with Wangkai. At the same time, his surprise deepened. That sound was far away. Even he could barely hear it. Yet the young master was this sensitive. Can I go take a look? Next time. Second young master should already have the gift ready, and be on his way back to find you. You looked surprised. Uncle Zhou clearly hadn't been present just now, yet he knew everything so clearly. Back then, he had been neither in the main hall, nor anywhere near the entrance. Zhou Shirkuan's face stiffened, but he quickly returned to normal. I heard it from Aunt Zhao. All right, then will you come with me, Uncle Zhou? No, young master. I still have to train with Wang Kai. You nodded, and turned to keep walking. Zhou Shirkuan watched your back and quietly let out a breath. Then his gaze instantly turned cold, and he walked in the opposite direction. After only a few steps, you ran into Chen Jie coming back. His hands were empty. Brother, where's the gift third granduncle said he'd give me? You didn't really pocket it, did you? You pretended to be shocked and hurt. With my status, what could I possibly lack? Would I covet your little gift? He couldn't help but roll his eyes. Then where's my gift? You reach out your hand toward him. He ruthlessly brushes your hand away. Old man Xing said he got it wrong. He didn't put it in the trunk at all. Made me waste a trip. He probably lured me there on purpose. That old fossil has a filthy mind. No one knows what he'll pull next. Ah, that's a shame. That's truly a shame. Enough. Go back to your room if you're done. Stop wandering around outside. Now that the plague has been sent away, he should handle his own business. Isn't this home? Why call it outside? Can't I just take a walk? You ask back, puzzled. Not for now. Chen Jie said some nonsensical things. Many parts of the house haven't been cleared yet. There are bugs, ants, snakes, and rats everywhere. Mom and Dad didn't care before, but now that you're back, some things cannot remain. You nod, half understanding. So you obediently returned to your room. Chun Bashan kept a cold face on the way back, especially after returning to his villa. His confidants knelt in unison. Not a single one of today's 3 plans succeeded, and he lost 2 or 3 men. The main family has caught him red-handed. Chun Bashan sat stiffly at his desk. He's alerted the enemy. It'll be harder to target Chen Fan now. Much harder. After a long silence, he muttered. The confidants remained kneeling. Their legs were numb. No one dared to speak. That brat Chen Jie really has surprised me, ruining my plans time and time again. Actually, more than you. The one Chen Bashan wanted dead was Chen Jie. Back when he was first brought to the Chen family, he looked innocent and naive. He seemed easy to control, so he spent 3 years, gaining his trust. The next 10 years went smoothly, just as he wanted to completely turn Chen Jie into his puppet. To strike against the Chen family, he was taught a harsh lesson. He had been calculating for years, but for the first time he misjudged someone. This blonde brat was a true wolf in sheep's clothing. He had actually been played like a fool. Chen Jie and Liu Ruyan are certainly something. Their children are each more difficult than the last. Now, for me, he could not miss this chance again. Forget it. Everyone stand up. Chun Bashan waved his hand toward the group. Come, each of you give me an idea. What should our next move be? Someone timidly asked. Are we only targeting young Master Chen Fan? Or young Master Chen Jie as well? Both. One of the real or fake young masters must fall. Looking at their current relationship, driving a wedge between them won't be hard. Especially Chen Fan. He's not nearly as smart as Chen Jie. At dinner, Chen Jie and the others, just back from work, learned about the day's events from Chen Jie. Their expressions darkened. The atmosphere at the table was incredibly heavy. It seems we'll need to keep someone by his side from now on. Today it was that old bastard, who knows what other demons and ghosts will try to get close to Xiaofan. We can't follow him every single second. Just bring our people back, and provide close protection. Chen Jie's expression remained the most indifferent. True. This isn't a sustainable solution. He still needs to gradually adapt to our pace of life. You took a late nap, so you're a bit late coming down. Dad? Mom? Sister, brother, sorry I'm late. What are you all talking about? You greet them one by one, then take your seat. Your demeanor is clearly more relaxed than when you first returned yesterday. It's nothing. Are you getting used to living here? Very well. Brother has been very good to me. You glance specifically at Chen Jie, only to see Chen Jie snort coldly, turning his head away. Too lazy to even look at you. That's good then. That's good. You and your brother are the same age. It'll be easier for you to connect. We'll have him guide you in every way. Mom.
Chen Jie interrupted Liu Ruyan, sounding dissatisfied.
You know exactly how busy I am. And now you're piling more tasks on me? This is exactly what you should be doing. What's wrong with taking care of your brother? Exactly. Making excuses over such a small thing. Are you even a member of the Chen family? Chen Jie added. What does this have to do with you? You're a Chen too. Why don't you look after him every day? Chen Jie shrugged. I'd love to, of course, but I'm immersed in the cesspool of the entertainment industry. Just ask mom and dad. Would they really want the brother exposed to the cameras through me? Chen Jie pushed up her glasses. I spend my whole day shuttling between the hospital and the research institute. He wouldn't be able to handle it. It would affect his health. Chen Huang spoke up immediately. Xiao Fan can follow me if he wants, but the workload is just too heavy. It would be exhausting. The head of the house, Chen Jie, spoke. Exactly. It's best for Xiao Fan to follow you. When you have time, gradually introduce him into your social circle, and make sure no one bullies him. Protect your brother. Got it?
Chen Jie replied reluctantly.
The family began to eat one by one. Halfway through the meal, Liu Ruyan asked you tentatively, "Oh, by the way, did you attend school abroad before?" You nodded and then shook your head. I didn't have a formal education. I've never been to a school, but I've had many teachers. I should have mastered the basics. The Chens looked at each other. Liu Ruyan immediately asked, "Then, Xiao Fan, would you like to attend the most prestigious aristocratic academy in Kyoto? The workload isn't heavy. It's mainly for socializing and leisure. It's up to you. It's fine if you don't go. Having Chen Jie in the family is enough. If the biological son wants to slack off, it's perfectly fine. Is my brother also at the aristocratic academy? Him? He's only enrolled on paper. He rarely actually goes. The academy has nothing left to teach him." Chen Jie looked up, his tone indifferent. "I only go occasionally to keep things in order. Those young masters and ladies fight quite fiercely." This was an undisguised boast. It was clear from his tone what his status was there. "Since my brother doesn't go, then I won't either." You shook your head. Chen Jie glared at you. "What? You just got back and you're already trying to compete with me? All right, then it's settled. If Xiao Fan doesn't want to go, he doesn't." Liu Ruyan coughed and brought up the key topic. Xiao Fan, there's one more thing. Please tell me, mother." You put down your chopsticks and looked at her with perfect posture. "About 10 years ago, our family made a marriage contract with the Liu family. Now that you've both reached the appropriate age, it may be time to fulfill that engagement soon. But the marriage depends on your wishes. Of course, if you're really unwilling, we can find a way to break the engagement." In truth, you were well aware of the stakes, but you continued to play dumb. You didn't express whether you were willing or not, but instead shifted your gaze to Chen Jie. "Why doesn't my brother like the Liu family's daughter?"
Chen Jie snorted.
"As for me, I don't have any particular hobbies, except for an extreme admiration for the strong. That trophy from the Liu family, I truly cannot bring myself to like her." You raised an eyebrow slightly. "Admiration for the strong? That's a good trait. However, he says the eldest Liu daughter is just a trophy, but the information I found doesn't seem to be the case." "A trophy? No way. Why would you say that?"
Chen Jie smirked.
"The head of the Liu family has 2 daughters. One is the eldest Liu Ruyan. The nobility of the circle give the Liu family face, calling her the first princess. But behind her back, the mockery and criticism are endless, and she hasn't disappointed anyone in the slightest. She's the most notorious spendthrift in the Kyoto circle, a master of drinking, gambling, and debauchery. Her tastes are beyond wild. At 14, she found the family jet too businesslike, so she hired street artists to spray black and white skulls all over it. This forced the head of the Liu family, right before an important meeting, to take a commercial first-class flight. At 15, she was punished by kneeling in the ancestral hall, only to line up a row of figurines in front of the ancestral tablets, claiming it was to keep the ancestors entertained. At 16, she used a fake account to leak that Liu real estate was about to implode, causing the stock price to plummet. It nearly ruined a strategic marriage alliance. The head of the Liu family froze all her accounts, so she immediately sold the family's dirty secrets to gossip magazines for pocket money. At 17, she started her own business, using the funds from her father to open a nightclub, which she named the Liu family grave. She hired a Taoist priest for the opening ceremony, claiming it was designed to clash with her father's feng shui. It was eventually shut down for operating without a license. Until she turned 20, the Liu family finally had enough and sent her abroad. Word is she's already on her way back. I have a whole pile of the eldest Mrs. Glorious achievements. Do you want to hear more brother? Your lip twitches slightly. Your lip trembles a bit. Your lip twitches again. This eldest miss is certainly a piece of work, since there are 2 daughters, and the eldest is such a disaster. Why not name the second daughter as the heir? The Liu family's second young master, Liu Shirley, was born frail and sickly, and has absolutely no interest in the inheritance. He always prioritizes his sister, often cleaning up her messes. Poor guy, really unlucky to be stuck with a sister like that. You nod, half understanding. Hearing Chen Jie put it this way, the Chen family also feels this marriage is a total death trap. Neither of you can jump into that pit. Xiaofan, give your parents a little more time. We'll find a way to satisfy everyone and call off this engagement. Of course, you don't say much, just nodding obediently. Okay, after a peaceful night, you wake up early the next morning, only to find the whole family has vanished. Only the servants are busy with their chores. Aunt Zhao, is little brother Jie not home either? Replying to the eldest young master, the second young master is getting ready and will be leaving shortly. Where is he going? How could he not take me along? He promised yesterday that he'd look after me. Mainly, staying here for too long really does get a bit old. It's better to go out and see what this big family is actually busy with every day. Before Aunt Zhao could answer,
Chen Jie's door was flung open.
Can you speak a bit louder? I could hear you from inside the room. He is now fully decked out, perfectly groomed, looking at you with a calm, composed air. Where I'm going isn't just any ordinary place. It's not that you can't go if you really want to, but if you embarrass me, you look at Aunt Zhao with a face full of grievance. Aunt Zhao, look, he really does despise me. I'll just go find Mom, Dad, and my sisters.
Chen Jie's fist clenches.
Why are you acting like a child and tattling? What's with that tone? You make it sound like I'm bullying you. Chen Jie gives the door a light kick, pushing it wide open. Then, he calls in his professional styling team to give you a makeover. Go, go, go. Don't come crying to me when you get bullied. With that, he turns back to his walk-in closet to pick out a suit. An hour later, the 2 young masters depart. Several bodyguard cars follow behind them, making a grand spectacle. They drive in a magnificent procession to the north of Kyoto, to the Mirror Palace Manor atop Cloud Rising Mountain. This is one of the Chen family's private estates. During Chen Jie's 18th birthday coming-of-age ceremony, Chen Jie and Liu Ruyan gifted it to him. Since then, this place has generally served as a hub for the elite, young masters and ladies to party and socialize. The overall area isn't massive, but it is exquisitely luxurious. Several hidden cameras are installed at the main entrance, performing facial scans on arriving guests. The system automatically matches the face and logs it into the database. Ordinary people have absolutely no right to enter, but for regulars, entry is seamless. Those of noble status are personally escorted in by the estate manager. And as for Chen Jie, not to mention, the moment he arrives, everyone in the estate stops their work and gathers at the entrance to welcome him. And so, you followed him in, arriving in grand style at the gilded hall. Chen Jie walked with steady steps, moving further inside, occasionally directing the servants and waiters to adjust the layout or casually mentioning the dietary restrictions of the high-profile guests. Poised and in total control of the room, he didn't even need to speak much. A single gesture, a single glance, and his people knew exactly what he meant. This gathering starts at midnight, with plenty of entertainment to follow. More than enough for these young lords and ladies, especially the masquerade ball tonight. Though Chen Jie usually doesn't participate, among the elite families of Kyoto, there are at least 20 or 30, and the young heirs and heiresses who frequently attend. Such social events are numerous. Chen Jie had sent invitations to almost all of them, and these people mostly knew the news about the return of the true eldest son of the Chen family. They all rushed here for the gossip. Not a single one was absent. Today will surely be buzzing with excitement. As midnight approached, almost everyone had arrived. They gathered in small groups as usual, but this time there was only one topic of discussion. Openly and secretly, they were comparing you to Chen Jie. More than anything, they were curious about what this bloodline of the Chen family, who had been lost since childhood, actually actually looked like. When Chen Jie appeared, those who were close to him immediately crowded around, chatting away, asking the questions everyone cared about. "You look way too handsome today. How many people are you trying to charm to death?" He was wearing a suit from the Star White series, custom-made by the country's top designer. Steady, elegant, yet luxurious, exuding Chinese nobility in every detail. Our eldest young master Chen truly has extraordinary poise. Forget about the one who was brought back. Even we can't compare to him. After all, he is the genuine eldest son of the Chen family. Shouldn't we change how we address him? Change what? In our hearts, only Xiao Jie is the eldest young master. By the way, Xiao Jie, why hasn't that person of yours arrived? Don't you plan to bring him out to see the world, so he can witness your grandeur? Some things, even if he's returned, cannot be stolen away. Maybe we should just forget it. He'll only lower our class. I heard he came from the slums, just some low-life peasant who doesn't belong here. How could he possibly compare to you? Everyone present was shrewd. Even a fool could tell Chen Jie didn't get along with you, so their words were mostly praising one while stepping on the other. A few neutrals decided to wait and see, and some who disliked Chen Jie's way of doing things mocked him secretly. Even a fallen dragon still has true royal blood flowing in its veins. No matter how some people package themselves, they'll never cross that gap. Chen Jie stood quietly in the crowd, a faint smile playing on his lips, his fingers gripping a gold-rimmed porcelain cup, neither joining the conversation nor contradicting them. What he looks like, you'll see very soon. His words were ambiguous, leaving everyone guessing. His attitude only made the crowd even more intrigued. Just as the banquet was about to begin, Chen Jie ordered the manager to invite you over. They were all waiting for this moment, not in a hurry to start the feast. They kept glancing toward the entrance. The mere presence of these wealthy heirs sitting there created an overwhelming aura, let alone when they collectively scrutinized someone. Any ordinary person would be 100% intimidated. Their legs would probably be shaking as they walked in. Then look at Chen Jie sitting there, his aura of superiority fully on display. Within a few minutes, someone complained, "Why is he taking so long? He wouldn't be too scared to show up, would he?" Exactly what I was thinking. Where was this person brought from? Why is it taking an eternity? Our time is far too precious. Maybe we should stop waiting and just start already. Just then, a waiter came to report, "Young lords and ladies, please be patient. Young Master Chen Fan has arrived." Everyone suddenly perked up, turning their heads toward the door. Some had already prepared their belittling remarks. Following the estate manager, a tall, straight figure walked in gracefully. The banquet hall glittered with luxury and perfume, a sea of fine clothes, jewelry, and elegance, with goblets and toasts crossing everywhere. But the moment you appeared, it was as if someone hit pause. Countless eyes snapped onto you at once. Your bearing was flawless. Every step seemed measured in advance, so precise it looked rehearsed thousands of times. Your aura did not lose to anyone in the room. Stage fright was out of the question. Among all the Western suits, gowns, diamonds, and jewels, your modern Chinese formal wear looked like a walking ink landscape painting, elegant, detached, and full of noble grace. Seen this way, you and Chen Jie really did look like biological brothers. Standing side by side, you made everyone else fade into the background. No, you were even more dazzling than Chen Jie. That face, perfectly inheriting the Chen family's genes, made it impossible for them to look away. Calling you a rare beauty was no exaggeration. The scene fell terrifyingly silent, and their reaction seemed to be exactly what Chen Jie expected. He merely raised his brow slightly, and only spoke after you reached his side. "Hello, everyone. I am Chen Fan, the eldest young master of the Chen family." You were even calmer than Chen Jie. Now it was Chen Jie's turn to be surprised. It was as if your cautious behavior at home had all been an act. You truly showed no stage fright at all. The entire crowd burst into an uproar. Gasps of amazement rose one after another. None of them expected the Chen family's eldest young master to be so different from what they imagined. Even these arrogant heirs could not help being stunned. Some even questioned it. Impossible, right? Is this really the Chen family's eldest young master? The one supposedly from the slums? Could the Chen family have sent him away in secret to protect their true bloodline and raise him elsewhere? Otherwise, How could they raise a son with such presence? If someone said you came from the slums, they would never believe it. Quite a few people secretly swept their eyes back and forth between the brothers. Didn't they say these two brothers didn't get along? With their matching brotherly outfits, did this look like discord? At the same time, they wanted to see how Chen Jie would react after having his spotlight stolen. Say something. Is this man really your brother? The real deal.
Chen Jie nodded lichtly,
Still wearing that proud expression. He had no intention of explaining too much to anyone. Brother, aren't you going to introduce me to your friends? You took the initiative to ask.
Chen Jie snorted coldly.
Aren't they right there?
I'm lazy.
Ask them yourself. Everyone exchanged glances. It seemed Chen Jie really didn't care much for this brother. Still, the eldest young master of the Chen family had to be shown some respect. Many people took the initiative to approach and befriend you, especially the young ladies. The moment they saw you, their eyes lit up. They only held themselves back because of Chen Jie's presence. You half-heartedly accepted their invitations to chat. After all, one should not slap a smiling face. These young masters and ladies still deserved some face. Most of the wealthy young masters gathered around Chen Jie, watching you in the center of attention, feeling indignant for him. You're just going to watch him steal your spotlight? You are the one the Chen family carefully raised. Exactly. I really feel wronged for you. Xiao Jie, just say the word, and we'll make him embarrass himself later. Chen Jie's face showed no emotion. He waved them off. It's just one more person. Go have your own fun. Everything stays the same, but there were always one or two people who loved stirring trouble. I say, young Master Chen. Oh no. I should call you second young Master Chen now. The young master of the Wang family suddenly spoke. Halfway through, he covered his mouth with a look of fake regret. Why are you still acting like the master of this place? Jing Palace was gifted by the Chen family head to the eldest young master. Your claim to it no longer matches your title. Now that the real owner is here, shouldn't you move aside? The Wang group also held major influence in the capital. He had always loved challenging Chen Jie. Now that he had seized such a perfect chance, he would not let it go. What kind of nonsense is that? Jing Palace clearly has our Xiao Jie's name on it. It has long belonged to him. What's the point of saying this now? This is not something you or I can decide. Several of Chen Jie's friends spoke up for him. Chen Jie himself remained perfectly calm. If brother can handle it, I don't mind giving up Jing Palace. There was no shortage of contempt and mockery in those words. The people present could not help laughing. Even if he gives it to you, you don't understand anything. Can you run it well? Since it belongs to my brother, I would not stoop to stealing what others love. Young Master Chen, with a personality that refuses to fight or grab, you won't survive long in the man-eating Chen family. Seeing that you did not follow his lead, young Master Wang cursed you inwardly for not knowing what was good for you. A fortune teller once said, I would live a long life. You wore a faint smile, looking as if you cared about nothing at all. It made young Master Wang feel like he had punched cotton. All right. Why are you all crowding here? Go play your games. Chen Jie was the first to leave the main banquet hall and head into the side hall. From beginning to end, he never glanced at you. Many people followed after him. The rest stayed around you, trying to dig some information out of you. Excuse me, I'll step away for a moment. You all go ahead. You politely refused the invitations from those young masters and ladies, and walked toward a less crowded place. Being surrounded like that was honestly uncomfortable. You avoided the crowd, and planned to get something to eat by yourself. But after passing through a dim corridor, you ran into a woman head-on. You could not help glancing at her twice. She had a seductive face, as if kissed by God himself. When she looked at people, 3 parts teasing, 7 parts careless ease, and a faint dangerous aura like a leopard. You seemed to know who this enchantress was. The famous socialite of the capital circle. No, princess. So she really had returned from abroad. But you hadn't seen her in the main hall just now. And with Chen Jie's personality, he definitely would not have invited her. So she must have snuck in on her own. Being able to sneak into Jing Palace was a skill in itself. You did not want to get too involved with her. After stopping for only 2 seconds, you prepared to walk around her. But Liu Ruyan suddenly reached out and stopped you. What she said was even more outrageous. Hey, handsome stranger, you looked at me twice just now. Are you secretly in love with me? Your face darkened. She really was exactly like the rumors said. What a waste of such a beautiful face and voice. I don't even know who you are. Secretly in love with what? You forced yourself not to roll your eyes at her. Shoo. Stop denying it. I understand. No one can survive my overwhelming charm. Your fists clenched. Too lazy to deal with someone like this, you simply turned and left, walking in another direction. Hey, where are you going? Wait for me. We're not done talking yet. Liu Ruyan shamelessly followed you. Luckily, no one noticed what was happening over here. Handsome boy, little brother, which family are you from? How come I've never seen you before? Annoyed by her following you, you turned back and glared at her. Which family are you from? How come I've never seen you before? Of course I'm from your family. Did you forget? Speak properly. Where did you come from? You weren't here when the banquet started. Fine, I'll confess. Liu Ruyan spread her hands with fake helplessness, her tone suddenly turning solemn. Actually, I'm a female model Chen Jie hired to drink with him. You nearly choked on your own saliva. This woman really did not care about her own reputation. How could she say something like that? Besides, Chen Jie hiring female models? Wasn't she afraid of being beaten to death for ruining his reputation like this? No wonder he looked down on Liu Ruyan. What? You don't believe me? Liu Ruyan suddenly leaned closer to you. If you don't believe it, you can experience it yourself. Get away from me. You finally lost your patience and tried to push her away, but she dodged it. Why are all handsome men so vicious? All? Who else are you talking about? You caught the key point. Of course, the famous young master Chen Jie. He is terrifyingly fierce. How so? Liu Ruyan took another chance to lean in and whispered to you, because I saw him kill someone with my own eyes. The way he did it was absolutely terrifying. Is that so? You let a slight smirk play on your lips. What? You don't believe me? Well, there's nothing I can do. I didn't dare record it at the time. Then why did you agree? When he invited you? Aren't you afraid he'll kill you to silence you? I couldn't help it. He just paid me too much. So you've developed a taste for his money, huh? Then go back to your young master Jie. Stop clinging to me. No. I wouldn't dare touch someone like him. Whoever marries him is doomed. While Liu Ruyan spoke of fear, a playful smile danced on her face. You smiled along with her, then pointed to the grim-faced man behind her. He's right behind you. Liu Ruyan shuddered violently, suddenly meeting Chen Jie's cold gaze. She vanished instantly, darting behind you. Scared the life out of me. You're truly a handsome and kind soul. Otherwise, my life would definitely be over. You stepped away from her. I don't know this person. Everything was said by him. The female model my brother hired. Liu Ruyan's eyes widened, looking at you in utter disbelief. You. How could you sell me out so quickly? Oh, wait a second. Chen Jie's eyes scanned between the two, his aura turning even colder. To have the prestigious eldest daughter of the Liu family as a model is indeed my honor. Just then, the crowd of onlookers swarmed around, catching that shocking statement completely off guard. The entire room erupted in gasps. Holy crap, what did I just hear? The Liu family's eldest daughter is here? Hasn't she been abroad all these years? Exactly. I didn't even see her here just now. A female model? No way. Maybe we're too far away and just imagining things. Is there a possibility that with her personality, she'd actually do this? Can we get a piece of the action? Have you been eating too many mushrooms? There's no share for us. At most, it's just for the first and second young masters of the Chen family. What kind of battlefield is this? This is too explosive. Did something else happen? Crazy before I arrived? The crowd chattered incessantly, turning the place into a noisy marketplace. The more you heard, the more speechless you became. Shut up, everyone.
Chen Jie spoke.
His voice commanding and powerful. He then turned his gaze to Liu Ruyan, his eyes filled with undisguised disgust. Miss Liu, you came uninvited. I'll overlook it this time. However, I hope you stay far away from Chen Fan, and stay far away from everyone in the Chen family. After saying this, he gave you a meaningful look. That won't work. Don't our families still have a marriage contract? The date to fulfill it is almost here. Liu Ruyan's shocking revelation was a deliberate jab at Chen Jie. The young lords and ladies present grew even more excited, each straining to get a closer look at the drama. Chen Jie frowned, staring intensely at her. Weren't you the rebellious one? who opposed this marriage from the start? You even fled abroad to escape the wedding he had known for a long time, and it suited him perfectly because he had no intention of marrying a trophy wife. But why had Liu Ruyan changed her mind now? Marry you? Of course I'm not interested, Liu Ruyan scoffed. But I heard that the real eldest son of the Chen family has returned. I just came to see my future husband.
Chen Jie's fists clenched.
But he forced himself to endure it. Well, now that you've seen him, what do you think? Liu Ruyan leaned in beside you with a grin. Absolutely satisfied. From the very first moment I saw him, I fell deeply in love. Everyone present felt awkward for him, but they were more than happy to watch the show. You knew who he was all along? You asked. Yeah, but I never told you my identity. How did you know it was me at a glance? My information, especially my photos, have never been made public. You just called him younger brother. Not that hard to guess, right? No, wait, you clearly knew from the very start. You had a very specific goal. Your intuition is spot on. This girl is definitely after me. Liu Ruyan gave you a formal bow. Thanks, my future husband, for thinking I'm so incredibly brilliant. You haven't been this speechless in a long time. Liu Ruyan, seeking death, turned to Chen Jie, second young master. Regarding the marriage between me and the eldest young master, I'm sure you have no objections, right? A smile spread across Chen Jie's face, and it grew even brighter. Of course not. Then his expression flipped instantly. Guards, throw this woman out. You nodded in agreement from the side. Nicely done. Wait, why are you like this? Before she could finish, the Jing Palace guards kicked her out. Well, another joke for the Beijing social circle. The remaining young lords and ladies looked at each other, stifling their laughter. At the gate of Jing Palace, Liu Ruyan's subordinates had been waiting for a while. They weren't surprised to see their miss thrown out. On the contrary, they were quite pleased. As expected of the eldest miss after 3 years of studying abroad, she actually managed to stay inside for a full 10 minutes. Yes, the eldest miss is amazing. Liu Ruyan stepped forward and kicked each of them. If you can't compliment properly, don't force it. Get lost. The awkwardness inside Jing Palace continued. Everyone looked at you and Chen Jie, hesitating to speak, stealing even his own brother's fiancée. How shameless. What a waste of a handsome face. Some blunt people, who speak without thinking, stepped up to defend Chen Jie. In their eyes, Chen Jie and Liu Ruyan were the perfect match. You just got back and you want this, and you want to steal that. Which eye of yours saw me trying to steal Liu Ruyan? You're still arguing. You're still denying it. You're still arguing. You're still denying it. You're still arguing. If you truly had no interest in her, why would she say such things? You laughed out of sheer frustration. Xing, in your opinion, what should I do? You should avoid suspicion. Stay far away from him. You shouldn't even be at an event like this. Our circle isn't something you can just force your way into. This circle, even an unsightly bastard like you managed to sneak in. I, the dignified eldest young master of the Chen family. Why can't I? The room erupted in chaos. The young master who spoke came from a powerful family, and was especially spoiled by his parents, developing an arrogant personality. There were rumors that his mother was a mistress who climbed her way up, but the news had been suppressed. Those in the know remained silent. Now that you've exposed it publicly, everyone is enjoying the spectacle. A flash of shock crossed Chen Jie's eyes again. How do you know? Did Uncle Zhou tell you? But how could you remember it so clearly, especially since the one who spoke, the young master, didn't introduce himself? How could you identify him so accurately? Before everyone could recover from the shock, you spoke again. My brother hasn't said a word, yet you're so eager. If you ask me, the one who truly covets the Liu family's daughter is you, isn't it? The young master's once handsome face now looked somewhat distorted. He pointed his finger at you. You're lying. How could the Chen family produce a creature like you? Oh wait, you came from the slums anyway. Maybe you're just a bastard. You actually dare to question my identity? Come here. Before young Master Xing could finish, Chen Jie interrupted him. He saw Chen Jie smiling and beckoning him over, signaling him to come, thinking his previous remarks had pleased him, and that he was about to be praised. He quickly stepped forward to claim credit. But in the next second, A hard slap landed on his face. Who the hell do you think you are, daring to speak of our Chen family? You chimed in. Exactly. The young master was stunned. Most people present were stunned, because in public, Chen Jie always maintained a poised and proper demeanor. He rarely lost his temper in front of others, especially this time and for you. Why? They couldn't understand. Weren't they supposed to be like oil and water? Why would he step up for you? Oh wait, maybe Chen Jie was simply defending the Chen family's honor. It might have nothing to do with you. Young master, I didn't mean it that way. I was only targeting him. I had no intention of slandering the Chen family.
Chen Jie smile deepened.
Even his voice became exceptionally gentle. Looking at your current state, it wouldn't be convenient for you to attend the remaining activities. Why not go back and get some proper rest? Guards, escort this young master out. Young Master Xing was completely stunned. He never imagined that things would escalate to this point. If his family found out that he offended the most untouchable person in the circle, they would skin him alive.
No, Xiao He.
The people from the Mirror Palace acted quickly. Seeing that young Master Xing refused to cooperate, they simply dragged him away by force. When the crowd turned back, seeing you standing beside Chen Lu, with an arrogant posture, they were all gasping in disbelief. What on earth is going on? After all, on his own turf, it's easy to flex his power. Young Master Wang clicked his tongue in dissatisfaction, and then walked away. Seeing this, the others chuckled and dispersed, leaving only Chen Jie and you staring at each other. How did you manage to provoke him?
Chen Jie frowned. Chen le frowned.
I don't know. I was just walking, and he suddenly clung to me. You shrugged with a look of helplessness. One after another. What a headache. Chen Jie didn't say much more. He just gave you a warning. Have fun on your own, but don't wander off. Then he left. You stood there thinking for a while, then quietly followed him. Why would Chen Jie, the host, head toward a secluded area? There might be something fishy going on. Chen Jie's pace was fast. In 2 minutes, he reached the mist garden. He dismissed all the staff in the vicinity, instructing them to report immediately if there was any movement. You kept a steady distance, following neither too close nor too far, without making a single sound. At least, Chen Jie didn't notice. After another half-minute, someone unexpected appeared before Chen Jie. The two quickly began to converse. It was Zhou Shikuan. To hear their conversation clearly, you stepped closer, hiding your figure behind a long pillar. You were only about 10 meters away. Coupled with your sharp hearing, you could hear everything perfectly. Have the items they brought been sorted out? Everything is right here. The useful ones are only those provided by the young ladies of the Wu and Lu families. They can be included in our trade. Zhou Shikuan handed over several files to him. You pondered internally. Items? When were they provided? Could it be that everyone, from the moment they entered, had to provide something while passing through the dark corridor? So, these gatherings of young masters and ladies, especially the ones hosted by Chen Jie, weren't just for entertainment. The fourth Xing I told you to watch didn't show any sincerity. Go give him another warning. He flipped through the pages casually, his gaze cold. One last chance. Otherwise, put him directly into the Black Ledger. The Black Ledger. You had heard of this before. Word was that the Black Ledger was used by the Chen family to record secrets about people or factions that posed a threat to the family. To put it simply, it was a collection of hidden dirt. It held the lifelines of many people. Now it seemed that the manager of the Black Ledger was Chen Jie. Uncle Zhou, the family steward, actually took direct orders from him. We can wait a bit longer. After all, they're just a bunch of useless fools. How could they possibly compare to your efficiency? Second young master? Chen Jie curled his lips into a smile, neither confirming nor denying. Oh, by the way, regarding the net worth of the young masters and ladies who came today, have you mentioned it to my brother? I only mentioned the Liu family.
Chen Jie's gaze harpened.
That's strange. He's a newcomer. The only people he could have contacted were us, the Chens. So where did he get the information? Perhaps we've all underestimated the eldest young master. He might not be as simple as as he appears on the surface. At least his temperament is extraordinary. That's Uncle Zhou's honest opinion. His intuition about people has always been spot on. His past remains a complete blank. Not a single shred of useful information. That's exactly what baffles Chen Jie the most. The Chen family's covert businesses are vast. Their connections in the underworld are countless. Even if news from the slums of Country F is scarce, it's impossible not to find a single clue. Either that, or someone is deliberately erasing the trail. Nothing, not just us, even the master, madame, and the three young ladies found nothing. Zhou Shirkuan hesitated before speaking. Perhaps we should just ask the eldest young master directly? He just returned to the Chen family. He might not trust us yet. Besides, the parents and sisters are mainly afraid of triggering bad memories. Forget it. Let's set his matter aside for now. In the shadows, you raised an eyebrow. Trying to investigate me? The Chen family is omnipotent within the country, but on the international stage, they're lacking. Just wait for the day they uncover the truth. Let's see how many cards this family is still holding. This amount of data is nowhere near enough. Uncle Zhou, keep your men on guard. If they don't spill more information today, they won't be leaving the gates of Mirror Palace. As for the two who were kicked out early, consider themselves lucky. Seeing their conversation coming to an end, you slipped away first. Then you were suddenly swarmed by a crowd. They chattered away, questioning everything about you, openly and covertly probing the family's attitude toward you. This was the scene Chen Jie walked into. When your eyes met, he let out a cold snort and turned away to occupy himself elsewhere. But in a corner hidden from view, he was discussing something with the manager of Mirror Palace. Young master, the masquerade ball tonight, will it proceed as planned? Yes. After all, the eldest young master is present this time. With so many people around, we might not be able to ensure his safety immediately. And then there's Miss Liu. Before the manager could finish, Chen Jie cut him off. If I can't even protect him on my own turf, then there's no point in me staying in Kyoto. Understood. I understand. Similarly, where Chen Jie couldn't see, a group of rich heirs were dragging you into their games. Games exclusive to their elite circle. Convinced you were naive and inexperienced, they plotted to make you look like a fool. But they didn't succeed once. You had every excuse and tactic to reject them, or you'd accidentally sabotage the game. Not only did it ruin the fun for everyone, but they were the ones who ended up embarrassed. Meanwhile, you looked at them with an innocent face, as if you had no idea what you'd done wrong, leaving them fuming with nowhere to vent. They even started bickering among themselves. After all the commotion, it finally drew Chen Jie's attention. He frowned again. A rare sight. What's going on here? While he was gone, you really were bullied. Before anyone else could speak, you moved incredibly fast, instantly sliding right to his side. Brother, you're finally here. They bullied me because I don't understand anything. We couldn't even finish the last game. A blatant attempt to flip the script, even adding a touch of spoiled arrogance. Chen Jie glanced at you, then he shifted his gaze to the crowd. Since you don't want to play, then nobody plays. Go and sit in the main banquet hall. I have something to discuss with you. The crowd was infuriated, but they were powerless. How could they possibly explain that their actions weren't specifically targeted at you? Chen Jie isn't someone easily fooled. Doing this was perhaps his way of backing you up. Uncomprehending, for the rest of the time, Chen Jie didn't include you. He sent you off to wait elsewhere, until the masquerade ball that evening. By then, everyone had lost interest in the festivities, especially after being scolded by Chen Jie. Plus, they'd done this a few times before. The novelty had long since worn off. You, however, were quite interested, because you seemed to have spotted someone. You grabbed a black and white feathered mask. As the ball began, and everyone started to move, you slowly stepped into the dance floor with the music. You were just dancing casually, your eyes scanning the room. But then, someone approached you directly, taking your hand to dance. How did the eldest miss sneak in again? Liu Ruyan ignored the question. I didn't even say a word, and you've already recognized me. And you still claim you don't have a crush on me? Good heavens, what kind of family could raise someone with such thick skin? If the setting were different, I'd really give him a piece of my mind. I didn't expect my future husband to be so versatile. He's absolutely effortless when dancing. I knew those rumors outside were all fake. Is that so? Maybe they aren't fake, but actually true. Just as you finished speaking, you stepped right on her shoe. Liu Ruyan gasped instantly. Then she even made an excuse for you. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Yeah, a little slip-up is perfectly normal, right? A smirk played on your lips. She had an ominous feeling. The next second, she was stepped on hard again. Earlier, you said you saw my brother kill someone. What happened? Tell me about it. About that, I was so scared my soul nearly left my body. I can't remember it clearly. As a result, she was stepped on again. Fine. Old man, let me try to remember. Liu Ruyan gave in. Hurry up, or my steps will get messed up again. As the two of them were bantering away, they were unaware that in the shadows outside the dance floor, Chen Jie had been silently watching them. The ball ended surprisingly smoothly. Perhaps with your cover, he managed to avoid being discovered for once. In the end, he wasn't kicked out, but blended in and left with the crowd in style. You and Chen Jie returned to the Chen residence. At this moment, Chen Jie, Liu Ru, and the Chen family, three sisters, were already sitting on the sofa, as if they were intentionally waiting for your return. Xiao Fan and Xiao Jie are back. How was your time today? This question was, of course, mainly for you, because usually when Chen Jie handled these gatherings, they never had to worry. It was very interesting, you replied with a smile and a nod. They nodded with relief, since they couldn't find anything out. They eventually couldn't suppress their curiosity and worry, so they took the initiative to ask. You just smiled faintly and remained vague. How about I tell you slowly when there's a chance? I'm afraid you won't be able to handle it all at once. The hall instantly fell into a deathly silence. In the few seconds after you spoke, the Chen family had already imagined 10,000 tragic experiences you might have endured in your past. They even felt a warmth in their hearts. You had suffered for so many years, yet not only did you bear no grudge against them, you were actually considering their feelings, fearing they'd feel guilty or be unable to bear it. What a good child. They were all moved to tears. After a few more caring inquiries, they let you go back to your room to rest. Then they looked toward Chen Jie to reconfirm the details of the day's gathering. Then he spoke in a somewhat sarcastic tone. Brother still isn't being honest enough with you. What do you mean? They all sat up straight instantly. Brother and that girl from the Liu family seemed to get along well. They were dancing together during the ball, and he actually didn't tell you about this. That Liu girl is already back, and she even made her way into your territory? Why didn't you stop her? She's been abroad for years, and has developed some skills. I just couldn't stop her in the moment. He was indeed a bit annoyed that she had managed to find a loophole. Still, you can't let her get so close to your brother. Xiao Fan is too innocent, the easiest target for a little brat like her to steal his heart and body. Chen Jie said indignantly, it's impossible to guard against everything. Besides, there's no need to intentionally stop her. What if brother likes her? Wouldn't a marriage alliance take both families to the next level? Isn't this the day the Chen and Liu families have been waiting for? That's one way to put it, but the Chen family still found it hard to accept. Liu Ru continued to ask for details. How did they suddenly end up together? Liu Ruyan said in front of everyone, it actually sounds quite plausible. Chen Jie told them about Liu Ruyan's passionate confession. To you, the whole family's faces darkened. Finally, the eldest sister, Chen Huang, spoke. Let's wait and see. Although that Liu girl is unreliable, she's never messed around outside, nor has she ever spoken so boldly to a boy in public. Perhaps she really does have feelings for him. True, he still needs to be vetted, even if he is the future heir of the Liu family. Third child, when you're free, try to feel him out. Why is it me again? I'm pretty busy too. Chen Jiang curled her lips. She really didn't want to deal with that nuisance. When it comes to partying and pleasure, aren't you better at it than your eldest sister? Settled then. Chen Jie, the head of the family, made the final call. He added one more thing. This concerns your brother's lifelong happiness. Be thorough about it. Got it. Chen Jiang replied reluctantly. Come to think of it, my Xiao Fan can dance too. He's truly multi-talented. When Liu Ru mentioned this, the smile returned to her face. I don't know if he can dance, but he stepped on Liu Ruyan's feet several times. Even from a distance, I could feel that twisted face beneath the mask. Chen Jie was laughing heartily now, but the smile quickly vanished. He didn't didn't hide his jealousy at all. My dancing is top-notch too. Why didn't you praise me, Mom? He graduated from the world's top dance academy. He won so many awards his hands grew tired. He retired at the peak of his career. When the media interviewed him, he simply lifted his head with pride. This is enough. I'm going for my next achievement. Those words shattered everyone's self-esteem. How can someone be such a humble bragger? So infuriating, and yet no one could actually beat him. Didn't I praise you before? I was afraid you'd get tired of hearing it. The son of ours is exceptional in every way. He never gave them a moment's worry as parents. They just had to keep pouring money into him. As for the honors he constantly won for the family, they had long since become numb to them. Over the next few days, Dad, Mom and your 3 sisters are very busy. They might not be able to get home on time. Your brother needs you to look after him. Me again? If I really have to stay by his side every day, he'll eventually notice the things I've been doing. It doesn't matter. Your brother is simple-minded. He doesn't think about such things. Even if he hears or sees something, he won't think of it in that direction. Chen Jie spoke calmly. Liu Ruyan chimed in. Just be vague when talking to the subordinates. Don't scare him. The next day, you woke up early. The whole family was still there. Of course, they were intentionally waiting for you to say goodbye in person, because they might be going on a business trip and wouldn't be back for at least 2 or 3 days. They wanted to see you more before leaving. Xiao Fan is up. Come have breakfast once you've washed up. Liu Ruyan greeted you warmly. Okay, Mom. The atmosphere at the table was exceptionally warm. The conversation eventually drifted to Liu Ruyan, and they subtly asked for your opinion of her. You frowned, speaking hesitantly, as if wanting to say something but stopping. The whole family watched you nervously, waiting for you to continue. Then you suddenly met their eyes, and finally landed on Chen. He said he doesn't like little brother Chen Jie, said he's too brutal. He even saw his brother kill someone with his own eyes. Silence fell as soon as the words were spoken. Even Aunt Zhao beside them silently lowered her head. Chen Jie was speechless. Damn it, how dare he dislike me like this? Wait, it's not exactly slander. Which killing did he witness? No way. He rarely does the dirty work himself. The rest of the Chen family exchanged glances, not knowing how to explain this fact. If they admit it, it would ruin their image in their son's eyes. And it would scare you. If they don't admit it, they'll have to lie to you. It's truly frustrating. That girl from the Liu family is also quite clueless. What kind of engaged couple discusses this topic upon their first meeting? Dad, Mom, eldest sister, second sister, third sister, brother, is what he said true? Seeing their silence, you curled your lips secretly, intentionally calling them out one by one. They looked at each other once again. Finally, they all looked at Chen Jie, letting the man himself explain. Receiving the signal from his family, Chen Jie slammed the table and stood up abruptly. Ridiculous! I can't believe after 3 years, he would slander me like this. His voice was powerful and commanding, startling the entire family. Brother, don't listen to his nonsense. After all, he spent the last 3 years in a mental asylum. His words can't be taken seriously. You nodded timidly. I have to admit, Liu Ruyan was right about one thing. Chen really is a bit brutal. So, did Chen Jie actually kill someone? And Liu Ruyan caught him red-handed? Then, he elegantly adjusted his collar, sat down calmly, and spoke in a soft whisper. As long as you understand, brother, let's just get back to eating. A family full of hidden agendas finished their breakfast in deceptive peace. The Liu family, they were also having breakfast. Liu Li, the head of the house, found everything about Liu Ruyan irritating. He was one step away from flipping the table and kicking her out. But then he thought, this brat only comes home once every 3 years, so he forced himself to endure it. Old man, stop scowling all day. It's ruining my appetite. Or is it that seeing me return makes you want me to starve to death? How could I have such a vicious biological father? Or are you actually my stepfather? Since neither of us wants to eat, why don't we just go get a DNA test right now? Before Liu Li could even open his mouth, Liu Ruyan had already unleashed a torrent of complaints, enough to drive him to a heart attack. You little brat! Who are you calling an old man? Your father is only 40. A man is like a flower at 41. Don't you know? What a nuisance. Liu Ruyan's mother died young. He had to be both father and mother to her. He struggled to raise her, only for her to develop this personality. Fortunately, the Liu family is small, unlike the Chens who are full of wolves and tigers, full of schemes and infighting. Otherwise, let alone the position of heir, it's uncertain if Liu Ruyan would even survive. The second daughter, Liu Shiyao, though frail by birth, is far easier to deal with than her sister. She often helps clean up the messes. Otherwise, how could she live so carefree? The more he thought, the angrier he got. Why didn't you just die out there, instead of coming back to annoy me? Seeing her father truly enraged, Liu Ruyan toned it down. She said with a playful grin, I know you're desperate for grandchildren, so I'm back to make your wish come true. Upon hearing this, Liu froze. His expression was unusually comical. Stop joking around. What kind of decent man would want to marry you? Even Liu Shiyao, who was eating quietly by the side, looked up. Her eyes were filled with deep skepticism. You're really getting forgetful in your old age. Don't we have an engagement with the Chen family? It's time to honor that promise. Isn't it? What? You've suddenly had a change of heart? Weren't you dead set against it before? Or are you plotting something wicked? Liu fired 3 questions in rapid succession, every word cutting deep, every word hitting the mark. Old man, times have changed. Get it? What on earth? Speak properly. Liu looked his daughter up and down suspiciously. Didn't you say the eldest Chen son was too dominant, and that treating him like a god wasn't worth it? Is one ancestor in the house not enough? What, you're not afraid of him suppressing you now? Not afraid of being controlled by a husband? As far as he was concerned, Chen Jie would be the perfect son-in-law. Dominant is good. He should keep this rebellious daughter in line. No. Old man, please be more precise. I have an engagement with the Chen family, but the one you just mentioned is the eldest son. Now Liu was stunned again. You mean? Yes. Exactly what you're thinking. Liu Shiyao rarely spoke, but now she did. Sister, are you serious?
Liu murmurat.
I almost forgot. Then he exploded in rage. Their son just got back, and you're already eyeing him? If those overprotective Chens find out, I'll break your legs. Liu Ruyan admitted it quite openly this time. Didn't you just get back yesterday? How did you take a liking to that kid so quickly? When did you even meet? Even your old man doesn't have a photo of him. I have my own secret plan. That's not for you to worry about. Liu was actually getting interested now. He didn't even bother being angry with her anymore. Quick. Tell me, the true eldest son of the Chen family. Liu Shiyao leaned in to listen. He looks quite well behaved, a bit temperamental at times, but that's okay. He's incredibly cute. I like him, that's it. Exactly. Is it wrong to be attracted to someone? You're so shallow. A soul-crushing roast from her own father. So what? Liu Ruyan crossed her legs. A marriage alliance between our families. Isn't that exactly what you want? I'm just afraid you'll ruin the poor guy's life. If he's really a good boy, he'll be bullied to death by you. No way. Hey, old man, get this straight. He has the Chen family backing him. Do you think I dare bully him? Those few times he stepped on me last night still hurts. Fair point. But Liu felt something was off, so he decided to tease her. I think Shiyao is much more reliable than you, and she knows how to be caring. As for the marriage alliance, maybe we should leave it to her. Liu Ruyan panicked. No way, absolutely not. That's out of the question. Old man, stop trying to oppose me. Okay? Liu Shiyao just smiled and stayed silent. Liu gave a cold snort. What do you mean I'm opposing you? I don't even want to mention everything you've done over the years. Anyway, just stay out of it. Just wait for me to bring home a son-in-law for you. Then, having eaten his fill, he dropped his chopsticks and walked away. Liu rubbed his temples. He started to speak, then stopped. Finally, he gave an instruction to Liu Shiyao. Keep an eye on your sister. Don't let her offend the Chen family's eldest son too much. I wouldn't dare. I'm afraid he'll think I'm trying to steal her husband. You looked at Chen Jie with a smile. Brother, it's just the two of us again today. He acted very cold. What are you planning to be busy with today, brother? Why? Do you want to be my assistant? I wouldn't mind. Chen Jie looked at you suspiciously. What can you actually do? A little bit of everything. Really? Chen Jie clearly didn't believe it, but thinking about your performance over the last 2 days, his tone softened as he continued to ask, can you tell me what exactly you studied abroad? You really do seem like a child raised in a prominent family. What I studied was quite diverse. It's hard to say. Chen Jie became displeased. You're brushing me off. You pointed to the side. Brother, Uncle Zhou has been waiting over there for a while. It seems he has something to discuss with you. Are you sure you don't want to check? Chen Jie looked back, and sure enough he saw Uncle Zhou. You've got a sharp eye, but how do you know he's definitely looking for me? If he's not looking for you, who else would he be looking for? Besides, I just said, it seems. Fine then. Alright then. After Chen Jie left, you wandered around. Then you saw a servant training Wang Kai. Young master, it's dangerous over there. Please just watch from outside the fence. Seeing you approach, the servant hurried to meet you. It's fine. I'm not afraid of him. Wang Kai has keen hearing. He turned his head to look at you. You beckoned to him, just like teasing a pet dog. Wang Kai, come here. The servant warned you from the side. Young master, Wang Kai usually only follows Butler Zhou's orders. Before the servant could finish, Wang Kai bolted straight toward you. He still looks a bit fierce, as if venting his frustration at being marginalized. The servants present were terrified. They knew Wang Kai had a violent temper, terrified that he would hurt you, but it was already too late to stop him. Just as Wang Kai was about to pounce on you, their hearts leaped into their throats. Young master, get out of the way. You take a step back, then lift your leg and aim for its head, delivering a powerful blow, pinning it to the ground with a single kick. Then you grab it by the scruff of its neck. No different from picking up a puppy, except its size is far too large. Little thing, quite stubborn, aren't you? The servants were stunned. The young master subdued it in just one move. Young master, perhaps you should leave him to us. His temper is not very good. The servants still feared a sudden outburst. My temper isn't great either. They stood there, dazed. Then, Wang Kai let out a humble whimper, a far cry from his previous brutality. You nonchalantly stroke its fur, and it looks completely submissive. Aunt Zhao, arriving at the sound, saw this scene. Wang Kai is already this close to the young master. Suppressing her surprise, she respectfully spoke to you. Young master, it's dangerous here. The second master wants you to return to your room. Why? I just stepped out, didn't I? You saw it yourself. He's very obedient. It's not about Wang Kai. Remembering that Chen Jie was talking with Uncle Zhou. Then why? What happened? Aunt Zhao hesitated, but finally told the truth. A guest has arrived. The second master hopes you will avoid them. What kind of guest? He can see them, but I can't? Your expression is blank, your tone indifferent. This suddenly gave Aunt Zhao a sense of pressure. Of course you can see them, but that person is somewhat dangerous. For the sake of your safety. Dangerous? I'm asking. If they're dangerous, why let them into the Chen household? He is technically a member of the Chen family, with the right to come and go as he pleases. Even if the master and madame were present, it would be difficult to stop him. A member of the Chen family? In what capacity? Blood relative or subordinate? A subordinate, but not the master's subordinate, but a subordinate of the clan. I'd actually like to see. Why fear a mere subordinate? Young master, things aren't as simple as you think. You cannot yet understand the stakes involved. Therefore, Aunt Zhao wanted to persuade you further, but saw you already heading toward the conference hall. She thought, this is bad, yet she didn't dare actually stop you. After all, you are the master. Young master, the second master and the guest are in a meeting. It would be better if you didn't enter.